Success is often misunderstood as a single, explosive moment of luck. We see the mountain peak and forget the climb. But true power lies in the quiet, repetitive, and often boring choices we make every single day. It is the steady hand that builds a legacy, one small brick at a time. Meet our friend. He spent years waiting for a spark of motivation that never stayed long enough to finish the job. Every morning was a battle against the snooze button, a cycle of starting late and feeling behind before the day had even truly begun. He was tired of being tired. His desk was a graveyard of unfinished ideas and half-eaten snacks. The clutter around him was a mirror of the noise inside his head. He felt paralyzed by the sheer volume of things he should be doing, yet he found himself doing nothing at all, stuck in the mud of procrastination. One Tuesday evening, something snapped. He realized that waiting for the right time was a trap. He grabbed a simple wall calendar and a red marker. He wasn't aiming for perfection. He was aiming for a streak. He drew a single X and made a silent vow to himself, don't break the chain. Day one was the hardest test of his will. When the alarm rang at 6 a.m., his body screamed for more sleep, but he didn't negotiate. He sat up, planted his feet on the floor, and reclaimed his morning. It wasn't a giant leap, but it was the most important victory of his life. He started with the smallest possible win, making his bed. By pulling the sheets tight and straightening the pillows, he sent a message to his brain. He was no longer a victim of his environment. He was the architect of it. This 30-second task was his first completed goal of the day. Next came the physical reset. Instead of reaching for sugary caffeine, he chose a simple glass of water. It was a small act of discipline, a way of saying thank you to his body. He felt the cool liquid wake up his senses, preparing him for the mental work ahead. He turned his attention to the chaos on his desk. He didn't try to clean the whole room. He just picked up the first piece of trash, then the second. One by one, the distractions vanished into the bin. He was literally clearing a path for his future self to succeed. With the clutter gone, a strange thing happened. His mind went quiet. He sat in the silence of his clean workspace and took a deep, purposeful breath. For the first time in months, he wasn't reacting to the world. He was finally ready to lead it. The focus was returning. Then the old habits tried to crawl back in. His smartphone vibrated, a notification, a ping, a digital siren song. The urge to check it was almost physical. He looked at the glowing screen, feeling the pull of instant gratification trying to derail his newfound momentum. But discipline is the ability to say no to the immediate for the sake of the ultimate. He didn't just put the phone down, he locked it away. By removing the temptation, he protected his focus. He realized that his attention was his most valuable currency, and he refused to waste it. He opened a book he had been meaning to read for a year. He didn't try to finish it in one sitting. He just read 5 pages, slowly, carefully. He was feeding his mind with quality instead of noise, proving that small bits of knowledge compound into great wisdom over time. By week 3, the novelty had worn off. It was raining outside, the room was cold, and his bed felt like a magnet. This is where most people quit. This is where the feeling of motivation dies and the muscle of discipline is truly built. He felt the resistance and went anyway. He pushed himself through a workout on his living room floor. Every rep felt like a heavy weight, but he smiled through the sweat. He wasn't just building muscle, he was building character. He was proving to himself that he was a man who kept his word, even when it hurt. Time began to move differently. He stopped looking at the clock with anxiety and started looking at it with respect. He arrived early, finished tasks on time, and found that he actually had more free time than before. The structure wasn't a cage, it was his freedom. He created a whiteboard of his goals. It wasn't about wishing anymore, it was about tracking. Every tick of the marker was a pulse of confidence. He realized that success isn't a destination you reach. It's a system you follow. He trusted the process, not the outcome. His external world began to change. When he spoke to others, he was present. He wasn't checking his watch or thinking about his to-do list. Because his life was in order, he had the energy to be kind, to listen, and to truly connect with the people around him. He tackled his biggest work projects with a new kind of intensity. He sat at his laptop, the lamp casting a steady glow, and worked without looking up. He had entered the flow state, that magical place where time disappears and great work is born from deep focus.